So it's like terrible lighting in here. I don't know what this video is gonna be. A weekend vlog, I guess, because I don't have any plans yet. I do need to do my reading wrap-up for May, but I'm not quite done making all my notes for it yet, so I think this is just gonna be some kind of random weekend reading video. It's just a normal weekend. There's nothing special happening exactly. I basically am just hanging out, getting some stuff done, doing some reading. Might go for a walk, take you guys along in the backyard maybe or something. And yeah. Hi, baby. Kitty. So, don't mind my nightstand, it's a fucking mess. But I just started reading And Windy Poplars. I'm only on like chapter 2. And I started reading House of Heeeey a little while ago. My little cinnamon roll Nico is holding the page. Shit is happening, of course. I'm on page 345. So nervous. And when I haven't been reading, this is how I've been spending my time. Is listening to podcasts and coloring different pages. I really like this one. This one's just really pretty. Yeah. I am like screaming. I am screaming right now. Hazel is a fucking badass and there's some shit going. I am going to freak out. I feel like I'm going to scream. I also feel like I'm going to cry. I oh my god. Okay, so I finished it. I may have cried a little bit, but I finished it. Anyway, I finished reading this. I have the Blood of Olympus. I just cracked it open and looked and glanced at the first page, but I haven't started reading yet. It is only June 5th. I finished reading 2 books before I read this, and I read this in like 2 or 3 days. I had read through and finished Midwinter Murder, which I know is weird to read like a winter book in summer. Oh well, this is how I do it. What's my hair doing? I think my favorite out of the bunch was Christmas Adventure, because it's a Poirot and I really liked it. But yeah, so I've read 2 books already this month. That was one of them. So yeah, I'm going to take a break tonight for the rest of it. Probably going to start the Blood of Olympus tomorrow. If things get super crazy, I might actually read the entire thing in one day. But it is like 500 pages, so probably won't happen, but I'm gonna read that. I also started reading Anne of Windy Poplars. I only read like the first chapter, as I said earlier, so that's probably my next thing, is going to be reading that. And then, depending on how I feel at the end of that one, I might read Sense and Sensibility while I'm still in the mood for classics, or I might jump right into House of Salt and Sorrows. I'm not sure. I'm supposed to be buddy reading that with my bestie Brittany, but I don't know when I'm gonna start it. She told me to let her know when I started reading it, so I don't know. Maybe I'll take a break after Windy Poplars and before Sense and Sensibility, and I'll read that. Or maybe I'll read that towards the end of the month. I don't know. I haven't made up my mind. I feel like there is another book, too, in there somewhere that I was like, yeah, I'll read that too, but maybe I'm getting confused. that's pretty much it with this weekend. It's not that exciting, really, but this is life for the past, like, year. There's nothing exciting happening. It's mostly just hanging out and doing some reading and some writing, and shit, I really need to do some writing because my submission is due this week. Fuck, I need to work on that. Oops. So look at my plants. So I've got some sage, of course. I got some thyme growing. I got some forget-me-nots, some parsley, some gherkins. The lavender hasn't come up. Leeks. The chives haven't come up either. And then I got some little basil. Then out here, you can see I got carrots, kind of doing their thing, drooping. I got some lettuce. I got, oh shit, I do have a pepper growing. Oh my gosh, it didn't pop up. It wasn't here the other day, so that's cool. It's here. I got some radish, and then I got a little baby cherry tomato. actually managed to get out of work for before 5 the first time in a while, so that was exciting. What did I do at that time? Well, I read a couple more chapters in Sense and Sensibility. Marianne has met her match, she supposes, in handsome Willoughby. I don't know. It's only like the beginning of this very thick book, so I'm assuming something's going to go terribly wrong, or he's going to turn out to be like Wickham. You know, just a giant fucking douchebag. But I'm not really sure what to expect yet. But that's what I'm thinking. I probably could have read more, but my brain is so fried that I can't handle intelligent prose at the moment. What else did I do? Oh, laundry. I folded laundry. I got an idea while I was folding laundry because I was putting away my, Half-Blood, Camp Half-Blood t-shirt, and I got an idea for a photo. I will put that here. You have probably seen that on Instagram already, because I'm certain I've posted it before this video comes out. And now, I do plan on, making my, May wrap-up video, tomorrow. I do plan on trying to film that. I am most definitely getting out of work early tomorrow. Like, I know. I'm so tired. I worked until like 5 or 5:30 consistently for like a while. Yeah, I'm definitely getting out early tomorrow. Or like earlier than that anyway. Yeah, I'm gonna use the light to do my filming for my May wrap-up. I might film another video. It's been a little bit since I've done a tag video, and I have a couple that I noted that I wanted to do at some point, so I'm probably going to do one of those. And so bang out a couple of videos because I can't really film anything this weekend. I have company, actually, for the first time in forever, coming up in a couple of weeks, so I gotta start house cleaning, so that's gonna be my weekend, is house cleaning and editing the video that I film. And that'll be that. This is a very boring vlog, and I apologize. This is just how I do. I was gonna redecorate my shelves. I haven't in a while because I'm so damn lazy. Plus I just reorganized, so I'll probably do that. I might film that. Yeah, that might be something I do. I might just say, what the hell. So it is another day. Basically, I'm going to try to update this vlog. My background has changed again. Just a little bit. You might be noticing that things look a little bit different than they did last time. That is because I changed my books around again. This time I decided that I wanted all of my TBR to be on its own specific shelf. Why? I don't know. That's just what I felt like. So now I have my entire TBR on one shelf. It is alphabetical. It starts up at the top with Elizabeth Acevedo's Clap When You Land, and ends down here with A Piece of Boy's Pride. So that's just kind of how things are at this moment. I still have stacks of books on the floor in here that were on this shelf that I now have to like rearrange my other shit and figure out where to stick it. In other news, I can't remember if I said it in another point at all, but I quit my job. Yeah, so there's that. It was about time. I was just like really not happy and not in a good place mentally or physically, really just overall exhausted. But I am lucky enough to have the privilege to be able to quit my job and be okay for a little while. Privilege that my husband is like, that's no big deal, we're fine. And also to be able to have the time to do some self-care, work on my writing, work on these videos and things, and to be able to find something that I want to do that is not sucking the very soul out of me like a Dementor. It's almost the end of July. It's on the bottom of that stack. I'm not gonna pull it out. You know what the cover looks like anyway. It's the US cover, not the UK one. The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. I just barely finished reading it today. It was a lot. I was kind of expecting that ending, but at the same time not expecting the ending. It was a lot. It made me tear up a little bit. I enjoyed it. I know, though, you know how some books make you feel like you're going to be in a book slump and you just can't pick one up for a little bit? And then there are some books where it's like, no, I have to head on to the next thing immediately. Like, usually that affects me if it's in like a series. Like, I'm like, no, I have to read the next one right now. I have to know what happens. For this, there is no next one, and V. Schwab has made it abundantly clear within the last couple of days worth of posts she made that there will be no sequel to Addie LaRue, and I'm okay with that. Like, there does not need to be a sequel, obviously. Like, we know how things are, and that's okay. But it's a rare occasion where I need to dive into the next thing immediately. Normally that emotional punch would make me just need to stew for a little bit, but the emotional punch of this book made me not want to stew. It makes me feel like I'm on the verge of having an existential crisis. So I have to jump into the next book pretty much immediately. I just reread City of Ghosts and Tunnel of Bones, so I could refresh my memory and jump right into Bridge of Souls. Okay then. A life update of sorts in this continuing vlog. First of all, I've cut my hair. You've probably noticed this. I probably mentioned it before. I can't remember where I am in this vlog because it's just a mess, basically. Let's see, gotten a lot of reading done. Read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 books so far this month. Probably going to get through a couple more. I actually finished one and read another one entirely today. I apologize. There's people in the park behind us and they're so fucking noisy. Anyway, I am playing Animal Crossing. There's my little avatar. I'm playing Animal Crossing right now because I'm kind of like, it's stormy. I'm trying to keep myself from diving right into Bridge of Souls. So far though, honestly, my attention span is just all over the place. I know that I'm just basically distracting myself, and I am indeed going to pick this up tonight, which I don't necessarily want to do right now because it is 7:12, and if I read it, I know I'm going to read it to completion tonight, and I don't know, it might not take me more than a couple of hours, but then I'm going to be like thinking about it for a while, and I'm like, do I want to think about ghost stuff before bed? I don't know. When we all know, right, that I'm going to read it anyway. Yeah. There's a kitty cat. So this is an awkward angle. I'm getting ready to do some editing, not on like a video or anything, but on my book for my submission for writing workshop. My last submission and now this submission, I've been having a little trouble creatively. So instead of doing my usual like horror story collection that I've been talking about, I have gone back to editing my book that I wrote during Nano 2019. I haven't really touched it. Last year I didn't really do anything with it, so I am back to working on that. My last submission I edited and then turned in the first 2 chapters to the guys, and this week I am turning in chapters 3 and 4. So I've already done some editing on chapter 3. I'm gonna finish editing it now, and then probably work on chapter 4 as well. I have my mint because I'm getting like a little bit of a headache. I'm gonna put on my blue light glasses and just gonna hang out in here and do some editing. I have patchouli incense. I'm gonna light this up because I like to sit here with like the lights on. I'll show you. Got like, you can see my TARDIS lights and stuff, and then I've got like some more lights over here, my Halloween lights. Okay, so slight update. It is now August. I have read, actually I've been doing pretty good with my reading so far. I hit my goal of 52 books read. I was trying to change my Goodreads reading challenge. I was gonna update it to like 75 books like I did last year. But Goodreads isn't letting me change it, so I guess I surpassed my goal and that's it. Everything I do this year is gonna still further go beyond it, so there we are. So it is the 4th. I read Clap When You Land, which was excellent. I finished that on the 1st, mostly because I'd already read it like a couple of days before. Like I'd read a good chunk of it, but then I didn't finish it until the 1st, so I'm counting it as August book, obviously. But yeah, that was excellent. I read both, also that day, Seance Tea Party and The Prince and the Dressmaker, because I told you I just go through graphic novels like this. Loved both of them. Both of them made me cry, although Seance Tea Party really, like, really made me cry. But, adorable, both of them. Love both of them. Oh my god, so good. Over the past couple of days, I have been off and on reading Aru Shah. I just finished it. Oh boy. And see, I don't know if it's partially because I have a headache today and I'm a little cranky. But, yeah, I didn't have a good time, guys. I'm like really disappointed. Like, I know that I already said something. I like have a video that I have now either posted or I'm going to post. No, I think it's gone up already. I think it's already been posted. Yeah. Mid-year book freakout tag or whatever, and it will have said like what my most disappointing book of the year was so far. Well, that just changed because the new one is Arusha. Yeah. I'm not going to say too much about it now because I'm sure that I will have already posted or will be posting like my August wrap-up review when you see this video. So, but just know that I'm disappointed and that sucks because I'm feeling rather disappointed and grumpy. I cannot stomach Rainbow Valley. I have also been reading that 7th Ella Montgomery book, and it's alright. Like, so far it has not been as bad as Anne of Ingleside, but at the same time I'm also just not that impressed. Like, it's supposed to be about Anne's kids, and like a chunk of it so far has been like about their friends, and I'm like, what the fuck is this book? What is the point of this book so far? But I'm early on in it. I'm 29 pages. Also, like I said, I have a headache. I'm really cranky today, if you can't tell. Anyway, because I'm in this mood and because I'm like annoyed because of how disappointed I was with Arusha, what I mean is I don't think I'm going to continue reading Rainbow Valley at the moment. I'll probably come back to it in a few days. I think the next book I'm going to pick up, although now I'm really afraid that Pride is also not going to be good. So, I'll probably read about ghosts. Hey, Saki. Oops. Where's Sissy? Banksy Bean. She's like, God, why do you have to touch me every time? Every fucking time you pet me. Jesus, woman. Time for another check-in. So, update. Hubby's playing guitar now. I got one kitty, two kitties. I'm having some peppermint tea. Just basically scooting out the rest of this headache. Ooh, the lighting keeps getting terrible. I'm about to turn on some music to listen to while I try to do some writing. I was listening to podcasts earlier today. I've been trying to catch up on all of my podcasts. I used to listen to them while I worked because my old job used to not use like too much of my brain power, to be honest. So I was able to both get my work done as well as listen to various podcasts. Since my job had me take on more responsibility back in January, I wasn't able to do that anymore because the amount of phone calls I had to make or answer during the day just upped a lot, and I also had to use all of my fucking brain power instead of just like a portion of it. So I was super behind in all my podcasts. My hours were also fucking crazy. Like I was working 6:30 to 5 o'clock and occasionally 5:30 and 6 o'clock pretty regularly. I was just exhausted mentally, emotionally, physically. So I didn't really have any ability to listen to my podcast then either, because the only time I could really listen to them was on the weekend while I was doing other things, or in the evenings after dinner I would have headaches or just try to calm myself down, so I'd be doing coloring. I have a lot of adult coloring books, so I'd be kind of doing that while listening to my podcast, trying to catch up. I'm still behind. Like, I quit my job 2.5 weeks ago, and I am still behind in all of my shit. I am now completely caught up in My Favorite Murder, which, by the way, is anyone else, like, a fan of that? Because do we know what is going on with them? Like, is there actually something going on with them? Because they have not been actually posting content in a while. Like, it's all just patchwork episodes that people just comment on, which that's fine, I guess, but I don't really care what these people's opinions are. Or it's repeats of various, like, hometown stories, which, I mean, it's fine, but I don't know. I know Georgia's been, like, away at, like, a retreat or something, but they've even been doing this before she was away on a retreat, so do we know what's going on with them? Are they gonna quit? That's me just being a complaining person. Yeah, I'm caught up on them anyway. I am getting there on Two Girls, One Ghost. I'm almost caught up. I'm like 4 episodes away from being caught up. That is an excellent podcast, by the way. What else? I am so far behind in my main ones. Like, what were my other main ones? Once Upon a Crime. So far behind in that. Small Town Murder. Ridiculously behind in that. A Date with Dateline. Also super behind with that. And That's Why We Drink. Also super behind with that. And also I'm behind with real life ghost stories, which I technically shouldn't be. I should have been caught up because they're behind on posting because of course of poor Dan, but I haven't been able to catch up the episodes because it just feels so weird. Because when everything happened, I think I was about like 3 episodes back, and because I was trying to catch up, and then everything happened, and I just haven't been able to bring myself to listen to the episodes because I just feel so bad. So I need to do that eventually. I'm thinking actually about doing like a podcast recommendation video at some point, just kind of going over what my favorite ones are and what particular ones I would recommend depending on stuff you're into. For example, I can tell you that my interests vary. That's where my interests lie. It's mostly paranormal and true crime with some books and witchy or weird nerdy shit mixed in. This is my little space right here. I have my mint tea. I have Mr. Sakamoto. I have Madame Binks. Hi, babies. Oh, and just babies. I have my notebook. So I am going to do some writing. This is one of my old textbooks from college. I just wrote an abstract poem. It's fucking terrible. The next one to write is an acrostic. But these are fucking tough, man. So I don't know if I have the brain capacity to deal with that right now. I might skip to something else, or I might just free write for a little bit. Usually most of it's free verse. I used to rhyme a lot more than I do. I haven't rhymed a poem in a long time. So there's a contest that this particular... I don't know what to call them. I think they're more of an organization than a company. Like a website and stuff. Anyway, they have a contest in like the fall and winter where you can turn in like a shit ton of poems, and I wanted to do it last year, but I didn't really get my shit in gear, plus I was extremely anxious and kind of depressed last year, so I missed the deadline and just said fuck it. It's I don't know, it's August, so it's August, September, October. I think the deadline's like the end of December or something. So I basically got like, what, 4 or 5 months to work on this. So that's like no problem. I have 4 or 5 months to write like 25 poems to perfection. This is a stupid idea. But at the same time, I'm kind of like, well, you know, what is that? What is that thing? You miss all the shots you don't take. Wayne Gretzky. By Michael Scott. Do you feel me? The Office? Am I the only one? I don't know. Whatever. So, it is another day. What kind of an update do I have for you in my little update thing? Well, let's see. I have cleaned and organized my closet, mostly. This is a jewelry box, actually. I've had that for forever. It matches my actual dresser. But anyway. Yeah, so I clean and organize my closet. And there's... Oh, hi, bud. There's a kitty cat. The other one's in the closet because you darted in there. The door's open. I started reading a Guide to Haunted New England. I'm not that far into it. Despite being in the mood for like creepy stories, I just didn't make it that far into here last night because my husband actually went to stay at a friend's. They were having like game night and stuff. So because I was alone with the cats, I was a little afraid to read ghost stories because I'm a fucking chicken shit. So instead I ended up reading romance novels. It's actually a series of romance novels that I've read a few times now. It's The Bride Quartet by Nora Roberts. Hi, kitty. Saki. He's like climbing me right now. Alright, we'll sit down. So yeah, I just decided to start reading it because I was in the mood for a romance novel, and despite the fact that I do have an unread romance novel on my shelf right now, I kind of wanted to save that for next month or even for October, because I'm going to try to make October a spooky book month, but I also wanted to have a couple of lighter books included in there just to balance it out, because I feel like I've mentioned this before, but while I am a horror fan, I have been a major chicken shit the past couple of years, pretty much ever since I watched The Haunting of Hill House, the show, not the not like the movies. The movies aren't that scary. The book itself wasn't even that scary. It's more unsettling the entire time, but the show unlocked some kind of like primal fucking fear that I didn't know I had, and I'm a chicken shit now. So yeah, I want like lighter books. I'm trying to save lighter books for October to slip in between my spooky books that I want to read. But that's that time anyway. So I just wanted something to read, and I've been in a bit of a mood. So I just kind of wanted like a comfort read, and I decided on rereading that series. Just 'cause. So, it is late. This lighting is terrible, but that's okay because it's really late. It's like midnight. Had a good time hanging out with my bestie. We watched Rebecca, the new one with what's her face, Lily James in it. It was actually really good. It was actually like really good. Great acting choices, great videography. Really like little subtle hints were just perfect. I guess I remembered a lot more of the little details from the book than I thought I did. But it was really good. Yesterday, I chose The Return of the Orient Express as my comfort read. Why? I don't know. I don't know why. That was it's one of my favorite books. So, I haven't read this in a few years. So, I like flipped through it a couple of months ago because I was like, do I feel like reading this? I kind of feel like reading this. And then I didn't end up reading because I was trying to sort of stick to my TBR. But yeah, this was what I reached for yesterday. So and then I finished reading it this morning. I actually think that this is what didn't help my overall harsh critic on my writing today, was because I was like, look at the brilliance of this woman. Look at how fucking amazing her mysteries are, and why do I think I am even close to considering myself worthy enough to write in the same genre as her? What the fuck? Also, don't do that. Don't do what I do. Don't compare yourself to the greats. You're gonna be really angry. I loved it. So, there are so many quotes in here that I absolutely love, but as you can see here, I have not folded any of the pages down, which I'm notorious for folding the pages down, but when it comes to like nicer copies of books, I'm hesitant about folding the corners down, and that gets irritating later when I want to like write in my favorite quotes and then I completely and utterly forget to do so until the next time I read it again and I'm like, shit, I wanted to do that. Oops. Anyway, this is not the original copy that I read this on. The original copy I read was my grandmother. I borrowed it from my grandmother. She was super into Agatha Christie, super into, I've talked about her before. She is who got me into mysteries. She loved Agatha Christie. She loved Murder, She Wrote. I think she also she got into Father Brown mysteries, I think, a little later on. Very much into stuff like that. She's also responsible for my morbid true crime obsession, I think, as well. The original copy I read was her copy that I borrowed, and so I don't have that. Several years ago, when I was looking for Christie books to buy, I ended up finding this online. It comes with this like special little flap, but this was the cover, and I believe that this is a reproduction of what was the original cover, what it originally looked like. So you see it says Poirot solves a murder on the Orient Express, by the Crime Club. I have no idea what that means. If you know what that means, let me know. 7/6 net, I don't know. Anyway, the cream of detective fiction. So, it is kind of dark in here. Sorry about that. Just went for a walk down to the mailbox. It is muggy as fuck out. We are getting a hurricane, or we are going to be getting one on Sunday. And, you know, people seem to be torn between actual extreme worry and who gives a fuck. I honestly wasn't that concerned, because we have had those before. We kind of get hit with like some kind of tropical storm every year, basically. And I mean, we had a couple of big ones a few years ago. One was back when I was still in Vermont. Hurricane Irene just like slammed her way through. That was really scary, because I never experienced one before. And then Hurricane Sandy did some stuff, but it wasn't like a huge deal. And I know that like the hurricanes of the past few years have been a big deal for like certain areas. Like it really hit really hard down south and in the Caribbean, but we've been really fortunate here to not have, you know, a lot of danger. But apparently this one's like severe flooding warnings and stuff like that, and people are saying that they're saying this is the first actual hurricane to hit New England since the 90s, which again doesn't compute for me because you know, Irene and Sandy were both a big deal, so, I don't know, but, yeah, people are losing their shit, so, try not to lose my shit a little bit. You can see the sky looks very interesting right now. Actually, it looks really pretty right now. Calm for the storm and all. Look who's here. It's a Binks. She's very mad. Okay, you can go down. So, here we are at the end. Just trying to enjoy the last day of summer. And then, after I finished my walk, grabbed pumpkin because I am that person. Overall, I read 39 books over the course of the summer. 10 in June, 10 in July, and then 19 in August. A lot of books, had quite a few stinkers mixed in there, but also read a lot of really great books as well. Some that are not quite maybe my all-time favorites, but definitely go on books like that I love. They'll definitely be on the books that I loved the most in 2021 at the end of the year. Had some fun times, did some fun things. This kitty this year is not really as secluded, of course, as last year, but still not doing a lot because it's still not 100% safe, or at least personally I don't feel like it's 100% safe. So did some fun things this summer, but still try to keep it mostly low-key. Being a little sad about it being the end of summer. Yeah, that's still mixed in here too. But we're moving into fall. It's my favorite time of year, and I am really looking forward to it being just a little bit cooler so I don't feel like I'm in a sauna when I go for a walk. So sorry if it's not really that interesting, but this was summer and this is what, like, reading and hanging out, or like with me. So I hope you enjoyed anyway. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for always watching my videos. Hopefully I can figure out another vlog at some point that maybe is shorter. Anyway, bye.